This is a story about disappointment, anger, and defeat, about how prayers can seem to go unnoticed. But it's also a story of how sometimes God makes us wait, and how His timing is always perfect. The story starts in Changuinola, Panama, with a woman named Melania Peña de Beria. Changuinola is located in the northwestern part of Panama, in the Bocas del Toro province. It is a small city, mostly known for its numerous banana plantations. In fact, Changuinola is divided into small communities called fincas, which means farms in Spanish. 7 years ago, Melania and her husband Mauricio moved to Changuinola to teach at the local Seventh-day Adventist school. Missionaries at heart, Melania and Mauricio decided to start a church group in their neighborhood. They called it Finca 6. The group started in their home, then grew until they needed a real space. The hope, of course, was to have a church of their own.
My dream here in Finca 6, because we have been here for many years, is that we have a real church, our own church, our little piece of land, with a nice painted fence, brothers and sisters walking in. A beautiful place that says Finca 6, Adventist Church.
But with each move, Melania became more discouraged.
Well, I must admit that oftentimes I would get angry. I told the pastor we should sell the land and purchase another piece because it had so many problems. But the pastor would say, "No, this is a good place. This is the place God wants. This is the place." Right? And many times I would tell him, "Pastor, we are never going to have a church. We'll never have a church."
Then things started to look up. Finca 6 was slated to be a recipient for a Maranatha church in early 2015. But joy turned to bitter disappointment. At the last minute, Maranatha had to postpone the project.
This year in January, we thought we would have the church, but they came and they didn't build it, so I cried.
Melania didn't know if she could take one more disappointment. Then Maranatha announced that Finca 6 would indeed receive a church, and it would be built by teenagers.
Nevertheless, my heart changed. I was no longer angry. This time I told God, I'm going to pray for the Maranatha people. Because when they told us it was a group of young people who worked to raise their own money, who worked a job, it moved me so much that I said, I must change. I will not complain. I'm going to pray that God takes care of them. God blesses them and prospers them. And I understood that my timing isn't God's timing, that God's timing is the best.
God's timing turned out to be in July 2015. 150 volunteers with the Ultimate Workout Project arrived in Changuinola, most of them teenagers. The large group broke up into several teams. And one was assigned to Melania's church, Finca 6. With the steel frame already in place, the volunteers began laying block, row after row, day by day. Rain or shine. Watching them work made quite an impact on the members of Finca 6.
We should learn from them as to how they do God's work, so we can follow their example to do the same for others. And it's really beautiful, because all of them come with one mission and one work to do, which is to help others win souls for Christ.
These young people have taught us many lessons. They are precious. To give of their money, their time, to come and do things for people that they don't even know. They inspire us. Even missionary workers have low moments, and we feel that nobody sees what we are doing. But to see them do things with all their heart renews our energy.
After years of praying and waiting for a church, Finca 6 saw their dreams materialize in less than 2 weeks.
I feel overjoyed, excited, thankful. I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
That Sabbath, the members of Finca 6 and the young volunteers came together to share stories and celebrate the blessing of a new temple. It was a beautiful close to a story 7 years in the making.
Gracias a Dios,
But thanks to God,
a las oraciones
and through prayer,
y a la misión de Maranatha,
and through Maranatha's mission work,
hoy tenemos nuestro templo.
today they have their church.
Dear Maranatha brethren, volunteer workers, those who have donated their money and their resources, so that today we can have a temple to worship in, a place where we can minister to the children of this community. We want to thank you. May God continue blessing you. Thank you for choosing Finca 6 in Changuinola, Bocas del Toro to leave a footprint. And though we may only see each other through the lens of a camera today, when Christ comes back in that great gathering, I want to shake your hand and say thank you, because you came to make a dream come true. May God bless you.